Hello, this video is the walkthrough of Conti, which is an exchange server and which is compromised with ransomware. And we are using Splunk to investigate how the attackers compromised the server. So let's begin. So here in this fast, we have Citrub. So you can just read these contents like some employees from your company has reported they can't log into the Outlook, and the Exchange system admin also reported that he can't log into the Exchange admin center. So after initial triage, they discovered some weird README files settled on the Exchange server. They do have README files, and below is a copy of ransomware notes. As you can see, this is the copy of ransomware notes, and which files are named as README, right? And we have a warning: do not attempt to visit and or interact with any URL displayed in the ransom. And we can connect to the OpenVPN or use the attack box to access the Splunk instance. So we do have URL. So first you just need to start the Splunk instance to get the URL, which is basically this mission. So you just need to click here as correct, and you can just start this mission. I just started this already. And you also need to connect to OpenVPN if you don't connected before. If you are using attack box, then you don't need to use OpenVPN like this. So here we are using OpenVPN. So after connecting the VPN and after we get the Splunk URL here, we are just browsing this in the browser. Okay, and we do have a username and password to log into the Splunk instance. Sometimes it is somewhat not required for us to log into the Splunk instance. It will automatically log in. But in some scenarios, if it will ask you for the username and password, in that scenario, you have to enter this. So anyways, let's move on. And below are the error messages that the Exchange admin and the employees see when they are trying to access anything related to Exchange or Outlook. So when they visit these kinds of URL, they are getting these kinds of error messages, right? And this is the Exchange control panel error, and this is the Outlook web access error that they are facing. Okay, our task is you are assigned to investigate this situation, and we are using Splunk, which is a popular SIEM tool, to answer the questions below regarding the Conti ransomware. Okay, and guys, you can see here we have the read the latest on the Conti ransomware. When you click here and just opening in a new tab, and you can read more about the Conti ransomware from this website that is provided by TryHackMe's room here also. So FBI, CISA, and NSA warn of escalating Conti ransomware attacks. And if you want to learn more about it, then you can use this website to learn more about it. Okay, anyways, we are moving to the questions here. So our Splunk instance was loaded without a username or password. So now I'm clicking the search and reporting option here. And when I click that option, I was able to see the search, and in the search history I was not able to see anything. In the index, I am just entering index equal to star for getting all, and I am just moving to the TryHackMe and looking for the first question. And it is asking me to, can you identify the location of the ransomware? And we do have hint available. Look for common Windows binary located in unusual location. So that is the location of the ransomware, which is a common Windows binary in an unusual location. And we are just sorting this into all time to get all those logs. And we can see a lot of selected interesting fields here, and we have 28,145 events here. So from these we need to find the location of the ransomware. Okay, which we also have a hint, which is basically a Windows binary located in unusual location. So how we can find that? So we are first looking for the interesting fields to see if there is any suspicious content. If you don't find, and we have another option here, we have 378 more fields, and you just need to click that, and you can just click here to see what's inside that. These are the contents that is not added in the interesting fields. You can just check these contents, and if you want this, then you can just click here, check the box to add this in the interesting fields. Okay. And in here we have the current directory option. So in this current directory I find something suspicious here. See users administrated document. Basically I also looked here in the question, we have the answer format, so you can also look the answer formats to find the answers so fastly. So that's a somewhat a good trick that you can use. So here I was able to find current directory, so I'm just adding that. So I just added the current directory in the fields, and I'm just moving to see users administrator. And here I was able to see something. We can see only one event, which means that this may be a suspicious content. So we can just check for the other zones, and command line, it's cmd.exe. Basically what we need here is the location. So to get the location, we can just expand this, and we got the location from the image here. So this might be the answer. Let's check. And that's it. So what is the sysmon event ID for the related file creation event? So basically we just need to find the sysmon event ID for the file creation event. So let's search for that. And we can see the sysmon event ID level is used to log file creation event. So the answer to this question will be level. And can you find the MD5 hash of the ransomware? So basically the ransomware name is cmd.exe here. So we just need to find the MD5 hash, and to get the MD5 hash we can see hashes option, and we do have MD5 hash here. So let's just copy that. Let's just check this, and let's move as table, and you can see now we were able to copy it. And that's it. What file was saved to multiple folder locations? So we just need to find the file that is saved in multiple folder locations, and we have some hints, like we have the sysmon event ID, which is a level, right? So we can just apply that here in the search. So we have the event code, so I'm just selecting the event code here as one, and changing it into level. And I'm just removing the current directory from here. We have hints like the event code is a level, and we also know that the location of the ransomware, which is cmd.exe. So in the image we can see the location of the ransomware, which here is cmd.exe. So I'm just clicking that also, and based on our informations, we just put those informations, and finally we have 18 events, and we just need to look for the target file name. And here you can see readme.txt is the file that is created in various locations, right? So the answer to this question is readme.txt. So I'm just pasting that here. And the next question is, what was the command the attacker used to add a new user to the compromised system? So basically this to add a new user in a system, we just need to enter some commands like add, right, in Windows, right? So we can just we just need to gather the command that the attacker entered, right? So to get that, I'm just eliminating all those things, and putting index equal to star only. And after that I'm using something here called star double quote star slash add star and double quote. Here I was able to see only 6 events when I enter like this, and I'm just looking for the command line. And in the command line I was able to find the command that the attacker entered to add a new user. So according to the answer format, this was the answer. So I just entered it, and that's it. So the attacker migrated the process for better persistence. what is the migrated process image and what is the original process image when the attacker got on the system. So that's the next question. To we need to find the process image. In the hint, they are saying to try sysmon event code 8. So we can try the event code 8. We have the event code 1 here, so I'm just clicking that and changing the event code value to 8, and I'm just removing this which is not needed here. And when I enter like this, I have only 2 events. So let me look. When I click here in the source image, I was able to see 2 values. So when I look for the answer format, this seems to be accurate. Like the attacker first executed the PowerShell, used PowerShell to migrate to another process. So let's use this by entering comma and use this as a second, copying it and pasting it here. And that's it. Let's move on to the next question. The attacker also retrieved system hashes. What is the process image used for getting the system hashes? So we also have a hint. Try sysmon event code 8 and check target image. So we can see we are in the event code 8 and we just need to check the target image. So have you seen a target image somewhere here? And we have the target image and we have 2 of them, and this might be the answer to this question. And that's it. So what is the web shell, the exploit? What is the web shell the exploit developer deployed to the system? And we also have hint. Try looking the IIS logs for the post request. So IIS logs and it's IIS logs post request and the web shell. So we can just search for web shells IIS post, something like that online, and you will get something from somewhere. So we can see web shells IIS web shell attack enabled. So we can read some contents. So I am just entering web shells IIS only, and I got a GitHub repo. From there I was able to find a web shell with extension .aspx. So let's search for that. So instead of the event code, I'm just putting a double quote and putting star and .aspx and star at the end. It may be with the extension .aspx. So we just need to find the web shell. As you can see, the dot after the dot we have 4 of them, the extension, and the aspx is similar to that. So we can just check for that. Here we can see the web shell, the exploit deployed. So we just need to find the web shell. So we can just look here in the interesting fields. So we can just check for as you can see, I got something suspicious with the .aspx extension. So this seems to be the web shell. So the name, look at the name. So when you look here with the .aspx extension, it's default logon or something like that, right? But here this seems to be suspicious, and this answer format matches that also. So this might be the answer. So let's use this. And that's it. So the next question is, what is the command line that executed this web shell? So we have the option to check the command line. So we can just enter this web shell, and we do have a command line option. So instead of this, let's use the entire command with double quotes and their string. And we have 6 of them, and we can just check for the command line from the interesting fields. And here I'm just clicking for the new, and I'm just searching for command line, and here is our command line. I'm just adding that, and here I'm just viewing the command line, and we got this. So I'm just copying the answer, and that's it. And what 3CVE did this exploit leverage? Provide the answer in ascending order. We also have hint external research required. It's all about external. So we know that this is about Conti ransomware, and we just need to find the 3CVE of Conti ransomware, which you just need to enter it here as ascending order. So we can just search for Conti ransomware CVE, and we can just look for the ransomwares. We can just search for the Conti ransomware CVE list, and we can see the list from Tenable. So in the Tenable list, I was able to see a list of CVEs in the Conti ransomware. Okay, so here let's see, we can see the initial access vulnerabilities, and we do have a lot of CVEs, and we can just choose 3 of them. So it's saying that we just need to enter it in ascending order, which means from largest to lowest. So we can just copy it from here and put a comma, and copy this, put a comma, and copy this. Basically, I also tried CVEs from some other website, but it doesn't work. So make sure to go to the Tenable website. And that's it. You completed this room. I hope I helped you to complete this room. And thank you. I will see you in the next one.